Internet Nation. Alex and Ashley here, fighting with some severe depression and trying to find a reason to go on. As you can see, today, right now, I am recording on my laptop, which has terrible quality, but it's not going to spontaneously decide that it's going to corrupt my video in the middle of me recording it. Okay, maybe if I turn this on, I'm going to hope. Hey, it kind of does, just a little. So, yeah, this is part 3 of Letters to the Editor. As I said in the end of part 2, I was going to stop recording the video and record a new video because everything I had to say was too important to lose, and then I said it all and ended the video, and I didn't run out of space. It just got corrupted because fuck me, I guess. Except, not by anybody, of course. And not gently with the chainsaw either. So, I've kind of been putting this off. The ironic part is I already did it. I already said my piece. But there's more to say. I mean, I have to re-record it anyway because I lost all that footage. But I mean, it's mostly for me, so what does it even matter? But I think I kind of have to. Because, let me move my mouse off the stop button before it just click. And I'm just like, nobody touched you. Why'd you stop recording? So, yeah. I've been feeling anxious because I said some shit in all those videos. As many times as I had to record and re-record, I said some shit. And it's not that I'm embarrassed. I'm a little embarrassed because I do have this stigma, I guess, where I feel, express myself or say how I feel and then feel filled with shame because I, Alex, am not allowed to feel things. And I'm definitely not allowed to be hurt by things, which is what people tell me all the time. They don't want to say the words because they want to believe they have some type of moral higher ground when they're being an asshole and telling me that I shouldn't have emotions. It's fine for other people to have panic attacks and to get emotional because they're not being listened to and they feel like their existence has no meaning. But when I do it, I just want attention, I guess. Yeah, no, it's definitely not existential dread that I've been living my whole 27 years of existence with. Nope. You guys, I think it's even more important that I get this stuff out because I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. I've been thinking about, cutting myself all day. And I've been thinking about, fast, painless ways to kill myself all week. I've just been, contemplating how therapy is shit. It's literally an abusive relationship at this point, and I'm building the courage to break up with my therapist because I feel like I shouldn't have to fight her to talk, you know? And I feel like if you're not going to hear what I said anyway, talking about, oh yeah, it's so good you haven't mentioned hurting yourself or hurting other people or being suicidal in a long time. There was that time when you got upset. And I'm like, that time when I got upset, I specifically said, I went home to smoke a blunt. I basically forced myself to go home, to get on my bike. Even though I was still in the midst of a very bad panic attack, I made the decision to get on my bike because I was sitting there contemplating how I really wanted to hurt myself or I wanted to kill someone. So if you don't think that very distinct, thick, bold letters of me saying I want to hurt myself or I want to hurt somebody, so let me go home to my crutch that I use every time I feel this way. maybe you shouldn't be in therapy. Maybe you shouldn't be a therapist. Because if I want to hurt myself and others doesn't register to you as I want to hurt myself and others, maybe it's time for you to retire. God, this light is so over. What's the word? I'm so overexposed, and I don't even know how to like fix this because it's a laptop, so I can't just like boop to reposition it. But I'm procrastinating and at a terrible angle. I don't know how to align my laptop because it's a laptop and it's this giant bulky thing, and there's not really a place for it to sit. Maybe on top of the slappers, but then we have all these wires just dangling. I'm procrastinating because I don't want to say this stuff. I don't want to. I'm ashamed that I have feelings, and I realized there was more people that got left out the first time I made this video. I don't remember where I left off. I don't remember if I involved Neo-san in the last video, but I'm gonna start there because I know I'm not sure if he was in the video or not in the video. I know who else I mentioned in the video, and we're gonna touch on them again because now we have to. I guess this stuff keeps happening because I don't deal with this stuff and I don't talk about anything ever with anyone because you would think as much as I express being suicidal, thinking about suicide, wanting my desires to hurt myself, the people who are literally in my life, who are not like just people I know online, would have something to say. Maybe like, oh, are you okay? I noticed that you keep saying you want to be held. And I have these arms I can wrap around you for an indistinct amount of time. But the only people that offer hugs are strangers on the internet who are basically just pixels because they don't exist as people in front of me. So I'm going to continue to state that nobody gives a shit about me because people show me that they don't give a shit about me. Because if you can't even get a hug, bro, they might not give a shit about you. So So I'm going to start this video with Alexis, which is funny because this is probably going to be the only girl, except for like the passive aggressive digs or the aggressive assertive digs that I took at my mom for that bullshit, which I know she's never going to acknowledge because if you can hand your child a knife and tell them to jump out the window because you read their journal and found out that they were suicidal and then gaslight said child talking about, I never said that, then why is it still burned in my brain? We were standing in the kitchen. You were either wearing a green or a yellow shirt. I was in the doorway. The knife was about this big. I could probably show you which one if I went back to my mom's house. I went to my room and I cried because my mom just told me to kill myself. So I can scratch her off of the list of people who aren't going to miss me when I die. Anyway, we're going to start with Alexis because we were best friends, but our relationship was weird because we weren't really best friends. We were more of like survival buddies. And you know what? If she can blast, if she can have her guy friends blackmail me basically, or try to blackmail me on social media, I guess I could mention that we share rapists, you know? Because if she could talk about, I love you so much, you're my other half, but ironically only be buddy buddy and like huggy huggy when we're around guys, which was always weird to me because we weren't like, me personally, if you give me the green light and let me know I can be all up on you and in your personal space, and I'm comfortable enough to be in your personal space, I'm gonna do it. Just there's a giant lapras head in case you're wondering. This is my bestie, my best of all bestie. You should get a best friend too. Not the lapras. Ruben is my bestie. Ruben is my boyfriend because I am a lonely motherfucker and I warning flags, you know, because my only friend is the teddy bear. That's literally who I talk to, who I cry to. He's apparently wearing a strap on, so that's who I have sex with, too. It's a lonely life. This is literally like, I don't want to hear, I swear to God, if I hear anybody say, oh, we didn't know at the funeral, I'm gonna haunt your ass. I'm gonna come into your house late at night while you're going for your midnight snack, and I'm gonna smack all your knives off the fucking counter in your general direction because you don't deserve to be alive if you're literally going to sit here and ignore all of this. Can you imagine how stupid everyone in my life is going to feel when I kill myself and they have this whole ass archive of months of me being like, oh God, it's so hard. I don't know what to do. I'm really trying my best. I don't even have a reason to live anymore. And it's, oh, boo hoo, we had no idea. Maybe if you fucking listen, you fucking liar, want to sit here and talk about, oh, you can't. But this isn't about that. This isn't about that. I'm venting. I mean, that's literally something I have to say to everybody. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit about how you think you feel about me. Literally, every motherfucker who I see on the daily, who I see with my eyes, never says shit when they see me talking about how I'm suicidal. Never has anything of value to say when I talk about how I feel about my fucking life and how I say this shit is torture. So you don't fool me, okay? You don't. You don't. I'm literally contemplating cutting myself because I have nobody to talk to. So you're doing a real good job as a friend if we can't even have a conversation, if you can't even offer hugs. And this is like before Corona. I think the last time I was touched was April-ish. If at that, when I had a boyfriend, not even. I think the last time I was touched was from Mike. So, so y'all know I desperately need a hug, and y'all ain't providing. So shut the fuck up with that I love you shit, cause I'ma start punching niggas. But Alexis, the worst nigga of them all, because she a little fuck bitch, lying asshole. And okay, let's just start off. Alexis, you shouldn't have a ferret. You were terrible with Cthulhu. You are a fucking bitch when it came to Cthulhu. You're a fucking bitch when it comes to shit in general. Waking her up and then you want to hand her to me? Excuse me, I put her in the room where I ferret proofed, mind you. The fucking house that you kept bringing me to that was covered in holes in the infrastructure. And I understand that you aren't upset at the fact that Cthulhu is now inside of the house, like inside of the house, not in the house, inside of the house, inside of the walls of the house, because I get it. Yeah, no, it's not your animal. It's just your fucking house that we keep hanging out at. And granted, I didn't have to say, yeah, sure, I'll go upstate with you. But maybe we could have like hung out. Maybe we could have just been niggas in the same room, you know? Maybe we could have like not acted like we were white people, had to go out all the time. And how I don't understand how a relationship ended with you having people call me ungrateful because I said that you didn't know me, that you weren't a good friend. So for your birthday, I continued the running joke in which I said I was going to get a mask. I said I was going to do the thing from Llamas with Hats where, was it Carl? Paul? The crazy one. He had the faces float by on the balloons. And I found that so hilarious while we were watching, and I'm like, haha, yeah. So that conversation led to me saying, I'm gonna do that for your birthday. So for your birthday, I got masks, burnt them a little bit to look like the burning faces from the thing, and put them on balloons. And then I got you a giant SpongeBob balloon because I know you like SpongeBob and I know you like balloons. And then I made you cupcakes because I also got you a bunch of knickknacks that I knew you would like. Because I give a shit. And what did you do for my birthday? Literally all I wanted was to do archery and have some fucking cake. And instead, you took me to an escape room that I had a terrible time in, mind you. It was fun, sure, but when you have four people doing an activity and nobody wants to communicate with each other when you're literally finding clues and putting together a puzzle, but nobody wants to talk about shit they found, so nobody's on the same track, so now I have to rediscover the shit you discovered. I'm not having fun. I didn't ask to do this. I didn't know what the fuck we were doing because you didn't want to tell me. You said it was a surprise. So there's that. I didn't get cake. Cake cost like $2, but you had to have the audacity to be like, oh, what did you do for my birthday? What did you do for my birthday? You didn't even make me a cake. Was you were so ungrateful. You didn't even like acknowledge the fact that I made you cupcakes. And I understand. You grew up with that rich white mentality. You have it in your head that everything needs to cost money and all this shit. I didn't even finish my initial point. You shouldn't have a ferret. You just shouldn't. If Avi ran away, if your stationary motherfucker who barely moves 3 feet ever ran away, you shouldn't have a ferret, let alone an animal, my dude. How do you let that motherfucker scuttle away? Where he scuttled to? Like, I heard the story secondhand, so I don't fucking know. But if I was there, I would have slapped the fuck out of you when the moment you said you wanted to get a ferret. Like, no, no, you're gonna kill it from cancer. As many times as you tried to give Cthulhu fucking sugar and shit, wanted to fight me on that shit, even though I said no because my ferret's not dying of cancer. I'm not gonna give her sugary shit. Why would I give her chocolate when she's gonna get into chocolate, increasing her chocolate intake, increasing her risk of getting cancer when they're already prone to cancer due to inbreeding? You were gonna kill that poor baby who has too much energy for you to keep up with. That aside, please have somebody adopt that poor thing before you get it lost, living in a bus, don't know what the fuck you're doing with yourself in your life, living with some dude you don't even fucking, you're not even attracted to. I don't understand. We aren't limited with dudes. If you ain't attracted to him, why is you with him? For one, he probably gonna end up beating you later in life. Y'all gonna die in a fucking crash as fucking, God forbid he leaves, abandons you on the fucking other side of the country with no way to get home the way he did Matt, his best friend. God forbid. But in summary, I don't appreciate our relationship because it was trash. Literally the entire time I felt like I couldn't say how I felt, and I didn't say how I felt. And every time I tried I actually did tell you how I felt, which literally just me saying, hey, I don't like when you do X, Y, and Z because it makes me feel like blah, you would be like, oh, I think we should take a break. What? For one, we're not dating. We're best friends. And if I'm bringing a problem to your attention, your solution should not be, we shouldn't be friends for a while. If you don't want to be friends, say you don't want to be friends. I'm also peeved at the fact that literally all the things I suggested you do so that we could look similar, like have things in common, like how I wanted you to gauge your ears because I wanted to like share gauges with, I wanted to share plugs and tunnels with somebody, have somebody to talk about that shit with. I told you you should lock your hair because it would be easier for you, and you were like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But then the second somebody else tells you to do it, you want to do it. I also don't appreciate the fact how you were constantly hanging out with other girls and like, I mean, I refer to myself as a girl. Other people, you were hanging out with girls from work. Like you never wanted to hang out with me. You never invited me to come over, but you were always hanging out with people from work. And I'm just like, okay, I'm starting to feel replaced. I don't really appreciate like the fact that you always hanging out with other people and doing other things. But then when we hang out, you want to do either nothing or expensive shit. Like what? I thought I was your best friend. How come I'm not the one painting in your room with you? Why didn't I get that invite? Some best friend you were, huh? That felt good. That felt good. Literally, you guys, I'd never told her anything in that entire relationship. Like, I just sucked it up. Because that's just what relationships are for me. I just get abused and underappreciated. And then at the end of the day, people call me ungrateful because I say the truth. Like, all you had to do was make me some fucking cake for my birthday. Talking about, oh, it was too expensive for you to pay to do archery for everyone. You offered to plan it. Nobody asked you to pay for everyone. You could have just give us a price point, and I probably would have paid for both me and Matt. Like, you could have just booked an appointment or booked a time, something. Something. You didn't have to make excuses for why you're a bitch. Just accept and acknowledge the fact that you're a bitch. And I know, like, if you're watching this right now, let that sink in. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you, because I understand that you don't value shit that I say, but you're a bitch. You're a bitch. You're a spoiled brat. You don't acknowledge the fact that other people don't have everything handed to you the way you do. Like, shit, my mom never gave me shit. Your parents give you everything. I don't understand why you're so simple minded. You can't understand that people don't experience life the same way. You know? Like, I don't have the shit that you have. I don't have the experience that you have. I don't have the feelings you have. We don't have the same traumas. I mean, we share one, but that's that. And at least at the end of the day, I valued myself enough to walk away from him and his family. Didn't leave the friend group. Got me there. I didn't stay entwined with his family, knowing he was a fucking rapist. Keeping myself in that situation, keeping myself connected to him. No. I up and replaced him with somebody worth replacing him with. You better not still be talking to him either. But anyway, hopefully you don't hurt that baby. And you learn to appreciate the people you call your best friends, your other half, and hopefully you learn enough about them to know that they don't like balloons. They don't. And if you're gonna get them a bunch of dog themed shit for their birthday, to let them know that you know their general themes, don't use that against them. Talking about, oh, you must really like dogs, or you're obsessed with dogs, or whatever the fuck, whatever backhanded shit you said after you got me a bunch of dog shit. It's like, oh yeah, I bought myself one Shiba Inu sweaters that I wanted since like high school. Got it since I had money now. You're the one that got me all the dog shit, the dog card and the barking balloon, talking about, oh, you must really like dogs. I mean, I do. There are specific breeds I really like. If only you knew what they were. Talking about my other half, fucking ass backwards shit. I don't know if I mentioned Neo at the end of the last video. But Neo, he's a little bitch baby. There's nothing more to it. I've never met a grown man more childish and petty than you. I understand that your parents are abusive and your family is abusive. That just tends to happen, especially a lot with black families. And the darker you get, the more abusive you get. Not to sound fucked up, but usually the darker you get, that's like more African nationality. And I feel like Africa has just been really hurt by colonization, and it's just really fucked up the people. Because not only do you have black people trying to be white people and feeling like they're not good enough because, which I don't even understand, because white people got some fucked up shit going. If they manage to steal our aesthetic while also making black people think that they're not good enough, it's like, oh yeah, hair is good enough for you to want, but just not on our heads. Our skin is good enough for you to want, but just not on our bodies. Okay, whatever. So I get it. You come from an abusive situation. I'll let that slide. But, 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 you are not God's gift to women. If anything, you were handcrafted by Satan, who's large intestine. Like you exist as sentient excrement. And sorry to say it, aside from that one really good choke out, other than that, I've derived more sexual pleasure from this toothbrush than I have you. Does that hurt? Oh, right in the ego? Suck it up. Suck it up and take it, you know? The way I sucked it up and took it when you wanted me to say how I wanted you to fuck me, and even though I didn't consent to that until you made me uncomfortable, you decided to inflict more pain on me so that I would bend to your will. But little did you know, I'm kind of resistant, you know? So it's like, I find it kind of funny because at that time I was a huge masochist. So I kind of derived sexual pleasure from physical pain. So how are you going to use physical pain on a person that feels pleasure from pain? For one. For two, I also have the ability to not feel pain. You know, years of trauma will do that. Eventually, you just kind of turn it off. So it's like if it gets bad enough, I will just swoop, take all my consciousness into my head and not feel shit. The literal embodiment of disassociating. So feels nice to not win, huh? And I know you stole my shit. I know. I saw the picture of my shirt on your sub, who I hope isn't still with you. Cause if she is, I'm gonna have to let her know you's a piece of shit. And that top you probably gave her was mine. And I hope she left you after you gave her that top because that top was rusted. You gotta do better. You gotta do better. I have so much cute shit, but you go for the one covered in rust. Like, I'm pretty sure it was literally, like, I'm pretty sure it got bleach on it, so it was, like, not black like it was supposed to be. It had spots all over it. But it's still a cute top. And she definitely rocks it better than I do, but she actually has the tatas to fit that nice little spider webby design at the top. But she's probably left you by now because hopefully Anna's left you by now too because you don't deserve anything nice in this world. Like I hope you get kicked out of your house that you definitely don't deserve, and I hope they kick you off the fucking nursing program because you shouldn't be fucking your nurse, and you shouldn't be fucking your nurse, degrading your nurse, insulting your nurse's intelligence, insulting your nurse's appearance. Especially the shit she can't control. Like, if it's a skin issue, why are you coming at her? Like, if I was having sex with somebody and they were behind my back talking about, oh yeah, you look super ugly with your eczema. Let me just. This is a razor, and this is your dick. Because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. You're actually a fat bitch, you know? So you should have a pussy, like a bitch. Granted, most bitches have dicks, so I guess you're fine with your oversized clit. Do I have anything else to say to Neo? Neo's son, 666, little bitch nigga who blocked me on FetLife. Why? Because because I wouldn't bend to his will. Basically, like nigga called me on my birthday, blowing up over some shit that Cthulhu did. Cthulhu, not me, want to talk about this is the house pet. I love her. I love her almost as much as you. I mean, don't make me throw her out a window, but I love her. This is the house pet. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, now I'm mad at you over something that she did days ago. That wasn't even you, that you couldn't even control. And all I said was, hey, can we not do this right now? it's my birthday, and I don't want to deal with this on my birthday. To which he said, yeah, okay, well, I need you to leave then. So you're gonna kick me out because I don't want to have this conversation on my birthday while I'm out doing birthday shit. On my birthday, bro? Like, did you just get tired of me because you realized I wasn't gonna put up with your bullshit? Because I wasn't gonna let you use me? Because I wasn't just gonna give you what you wanted, even though you lied about what our relationship would entail? Because everything that happened in the test run never happened again after I became your submissive. That's some shady shit, but it's okay because I can see that you're one of those doms who's projecting their insecurities and their hypermasculinity on girls with mental health issues. You're just one of those doms, one of those trashy ass individuals. Is that why you blocked me so I couldn't tell people you're a trashy ass individual? Because hey, Neo Sun 666 or 333, whatever the fuck it is on FetLife, I have a social media. I don't want to talk to you because you're a creep. You are. It's true. It's true. What you gonna do? Come after me? I'll swoop your fucking leg off, nigga. Will have your brothers come after me because you too much of a bitch to do shit yourself? I can give them your address. Hell, it's probably connected. Still connected to like my food stamps and shit. My original food stamps, anyway. I don't appreciate all the shit you said about Cthulhu. Like, I understand that you're bipolar and you need help, but leave Cthulhu out of it, okay? Like, being mad at me is one thing, threatening me is another thing. And being mad because Cthulhu shit in your room, but you didn't want me to go in your room so I couldn't clean it, get help. Or die. Either or, I don't fucking care. Next we have Alfred. I don't know how I feel about you anymore. Part of me still acknowledges you as my brother, and sadly, we share a tattoo. But the levels of concentrated evil in you are kind of crazy. Like, I have never experienced a person so committed to violating somebody's everything. I don't understand how you could rationalize in your head that it's okay to sexually molest me because I'm shaking my ass in your face. Like, I can't dance in my own house without you thinking it's okay to grab my ass. Like, I thought you were my best friend. I thought we were in this together. If we were both on this twin flame journey, trying to help each other get to our twin flames, why are you trying to interject my path? Why is it that every time I tell you something about Leon, you want to turn around and act like it's okay for you to do that? It's not. It's not. And it's like we've had these conversations, but I feel like you can pretend to acknowledge it, but it's definitely not acknowledged if we still have to keep having the same conversation about not molesting me. And granted, I should have acknowledged the red flags and just dropped you the day the day that we met. Because the fact that a massage turned into sex, what is that? Is that coercion? Is that manipulation? Is that foot in the door method? I don't know what that is, other than gross. Other than gross. And I don't appreciate having my latent, is latent the word? My residual sexual trauma taken advantage of. Like, when you were my daddy dom, our relationship wasn't supposed to be sexual. That was the agreed upon terms, and yet you want to turn around talking about, oh, if you're my little, then I'm gonna make it sexual. So, what you're saying is if I'm yours, then you're gonna molest me. that checks out to you. Does it? I honestly have a hard time having faith in you because the darkness that I saw was just so, it literally scared me. Like the way you looked at me one day after I said something and your response was just the opposite of what one would want to hear. I was legit scared at what I was looking at because like, you're just a full monster. And it's like you're so in denial of how far gone you are. Like growing up surrounded by fuckboys in a toxic environment definitely has had its toll on you, and you are now a product of your environment. You are not yourself. You are not who you think you are. And that thing I said, I don't even know if I mean it or if I just said that to like piss you off. Ooh, I got text messages. Alright, so I'm gonna finish this up and then I'm gonna go pick up some bud. Which perfect timing. I kept sitting there like I'm miserable. I'm miserable. I want to cut myself so bad. And I just want to go to sleep so I can wake up and it's going to be later and maybe some packages will be here. It'll be later on in the day. I won't have to be quiet. I can go to the store. I don't know, blah, 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 pick up some weed. And my dealer was asleep. And I'm just sitting here like, oh, I should record this video because I'm so upset. I feel so weird. Nothing feels right. And I just feel like, I don't know. I should do this. I should do it now and watch as soon as I start. Because this is like an hour-long process. And I'm like, watch as soon as I start, this dude's going to hit me up. And he did. That's so great. Because last time I got so mad because, like, I ran out of space and then everything got deleted. And then I tried to put the files on my laptop. And then apparently, files from my phone don't work on my laptop. It's just audio. So I have to put them back on my phone because I deleted them. And I just felt like I was being stifled and like my words didn't mean anything. And then I got put into a hole of very deep depression for like 2, 3 days. I don't know. Whenever I recorded those videos, whenever I posted those videos, I recorded them earlier and then I went through all of that and then got to the end of it and I just felt like, oh, nobody cares about what I have to say anyway. And this isn't even going to help anybody and nobody cares if I disappear. So I just got really depressed and started putting this off. But here I am at 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning, yelling at my camera because I can't sleep. Cannot. Not even a wink. I tried. Is there anybody else? It's one more person. But I want to do everybody else before I get to him. I don't know if I should pause this or not because I don't know the capabilities of my laptop and I don't want to lose this footage. My laptop should have more thing. And I got this all done in 20 minutes last time. It's 38 minutes now, but I got it all done in 20 something minutes last time. So maybe I can do this part in 20 something minutes. So I'm gonna stop procrastinating now and get to the part where I tell Leon off. So, how did I start this last time? Oh, so I'm embarrassed, you guys. This is gonna take a lot because I don't want to necessarily repeat everything that I said last time. No, I have to. I have to tell him that I think his relationship is abusive. There, I said it. I think your relationship is abusive. I think it's funny and it's definitely fucked up that she throws a whole temper tantrum and gets anxious and nervous when we hang out because she's literally having sex with her ex-boyfriends. I think that's weird, especially considering like your whole life revolves around her. We can't have a conversation without her being the topic. I can't tell you how I feel without her being brought up, like, damn, what happened to your identity? What happened to the guy that I knew? Like, I tried being a good friend to you, but you kind of turned around and became every guy I've tried to avoid. And I get it. You don't care. My life is my life, and if I throw it away, it doesn't mean anything to you. You gotta say it. But you're like the most important thing to me. And in the last video, I called it an obsession because I was in denial of how I feel. And I mean, that's what everybody else calls it. And I shouldn't degrade myself the way everybody else degrades me. You know, I can't help what my heart feels. I can't help what my soul feels. It is what it is. You know, one day maybe someone's gonna come along. Maybe one day you're gonna come crawling back. Who the fuck even fucking knows? But if I can't even be honest with this recording, that's literally just me because I don't have to upload it for anybody else to see, then how am I gonna tell you the truth? Always and forever. But anyway, so I definitely called you by accident that day. And I was perfectly fine with just the hope that one day you would be in my life again. And we could just be friends because that's all I really wanted. Just to like, because you were the only person that I felt comfortable with. The only place on this planet that felt like home. I've said all this stuff in these videos before, never like directed at a person. Oh God, now I gotta direct it at a person. Y'all, just look away. Pretend you don't see me like this right now. I am a hard ass nigga. It's like, I know I ain't fooling nobody. I'm still a hard ass nigga. You're gonna have to accept that one day. But I'm soft and gooey too. But I will still stab you while looking you in the eye and watching the light drain from your eyes. Don't fuck with me. But yeah, um, what am I gonna say? Oh, most important thing. I remember when we were dating, I felt like you would never lie to me. And like you were always telling me the truth and you were the only person that I'd ever believed on this planet because I grew up with really bad trust issues and I grew up with a lot of really bad issues and I got hurt a lot and lied to, stolen from by my mom. So the pain sits close to home. So I never felt like I belonged anywhere. I never felt like anybody even saw me because, as I'm always saying, people always like mutilating my words and getting all this stuff I never said and turning it into other things, and it's just so much to deal with to the point where now I don't even want to talk at all to anyone because they don't hear me anyway. Like sometimes there's no point to the things I say because I know there doesn't need to be a point. People don't understand me. People don't respond to what I say. People don't process the things I say. So the point is moot in contemplating deeply what I want to say in a lot of situations. So I just ramble like an idiot, you know? But then you came along and made me feel like for once I belong somewhere. For once somebody saw me. And I know I got bad. I was really bad to everyone in that situation. Going back to read our conversations, I was mean to myself. I was a shit. I could still kind of be a shit, but I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of shit anymore. Now I'm just a shit for fun. Um, but I didn't think I was gonna lose you. Like, I thought you were always gonna be there. So then when you left, it really hurt. And then you started sleeping with people, and I thought that I was losing you. And literally, accumulation of all the fear that I ever felt just came to the surface with you, because that's what I was. That's what I am at my core. You can't see me touching my chest emotionally, because that's what I am at my core. I'm just a big ball of fear and anxiety. And I had spent years repressing myself because of the emotional abuse that I had received endlessly, constantly from my mom. Literally, the day that we met was the day that I decided I wasn't going to be that person anymore. I decided I was going to like dress the way I did in high school and just be myself, for the good old times. And then we met, and that always stood out to me because it's like the day that we met, I remember you were staring at me, and usually when I notice that people are staring at me, I get really uncomfortable. I get really like clam up, and I like tense, and I stop breathing, and I'm just like, oh God, I don't want to make eye contact, because then I don't want them to talk to me, and I don't want to I don't want them to engage, because it really stresses me out when guys talk to me. It like my biggest fear is they're gonna whisper at me, and I'm really bad with hearing in like loud, jumbled environments. I have ADHD, so my attention is it's attracted to any sound, any non-consistent sound. The fan I can tune out because it's consistent. It's consistent, but like bing bong, people talking, train sounds. That's not consistent. That stops. That starts. That's like all this stuff, and then not to mention the visual stimuli that constantly have me all over the place. So please, if you're gonna talk to me, please don't whisper at me. For one, I won't hear you. For two, I will instantly lose interest. There's only one person I know who talks very low, and I accept it from him, even though I cannot hear anything he says ever. But I do not mind leaning in closer to him because I understand that he is just a peaceful ass dude, and he is probably too zenned out to use his non whispering voice for anything. And I will accept it from him because he is a Zen dude. If you are a Zen dude and you talk very low because you were just too Zen for anything, that's cool. But if you are a nigga who obviously doesn't even know the meaning of meditation, whispering, no thank you. Carry on, because I can get loud. And if you sit there telling me to lower my voice, I will leave. I'm trying really hard to not say I will beat you up and then leave. I want to say I don't know where all this violence came from, but I have been raped and molested. Hi, this is part 3 of this whole story. You know why I'm so angry. You know, if you made it this far, you know why I'm so angry. If you watch these videos, you probably know why I'm so angry. But I'm working on it. I don't mean to be so violent. I just literally never get hugged. Don't think. No, that's not true. I had a relationship in the beginning of the year. First 3 months of the year filled with cuddles. That was nice. That was nice. Let's see if I can make it to 12 without harming myself. At the very least, without harming myself. But yeah, you're my safe space. And I will acknowledge that I lost my mind. It really hurt when you said that you were mad at me for giving up, when at no point did I give up. I always become so aware of like the subtle motions of my mouth when I talk about Leon. Like I'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna find somebody like him," and then my mouth will like form into the most subtle of smile frowns because it's denial. You know, after you, there was no the one. It wasn't like before where I thought thought I found the one and then moved on after them. No, there wasn't that. There was Leon. Just Leon. You said you would be back. Like, I literally felt like you never lied to me, and when you said that you would be back, I believed you. I accepted the fact that you needed time, and then I took that time to work on myself as well. I took that time to realize that I I was far gone. I wasn't myself. I didn't know what love was. I didn't know what self-love was because I didn't know what love was because literally nobody before that has showed it to me. Like, there's love, yeah, love of their parents, yeah, but like when you take a situation like my mom who never provided like emotional support or mental support or anything like that. It was just, oh, you have food on your plate, you have a roof over your head, oh, you have your own room, oh, you have everything you asked for Christmas, oh, you have a system. But at the same time, like, I would go home, go to my room, and just stay in there. I would tense up because I was afraid she was gonna come yell at me for growing up. There's always some shit that like teenagers do, like, oh, you're having sex. Ah, oh, you have people in my house even though I won't let you go anywhere after school. Ah, I won't let you do anything. God, but you have people here. Why can't you just accept the situation? Kind of stuff, just like making slavery references to like how the white people want black people to just accept their mistreatment and be fine and suffer in silence. And I'm just like, maybe you shouldn't be raising individuals, or I don't know, maybe you should have raised me so I would be a submissive slave to society the way you want me to be. But no, you left me on my own to just be a free thinker, I guess. But I wasn't myself, and I didn't know that until I lost you. And I had to be with myself and realize that I was my mom. I was my mom. And I had to let her go. I had to let the pain go. I had to let the anger go. Because I was mad at everything and everyone except for you. I was afraid of you. I was so afraid of losing you because I didn't think I was good enough. And I mean, I still don't think I'm good enough. Not for like you, but just in general. But like, I'm really worried that this video's gonna stop recording at the hour mark. I've never recorded this long on my laptop, let alone at all. I mean, I did one video, but yeah. And then you left, and my world fell apart, which isn't a bad thing, because I am the person I am today. I wouldn't be this person if it wasn't for that journey I got flung into. But it hurt. It still hurts to this day. That you said that you were mad at me for giving up when I'm still trying to give up. You walked away. You broke up with me. You decided you weren't going to talk to me anymore. You decided you weren't coming back. So how could you be mad at me when I'm still trying to give up on us? I'm still trying to convince myself that you're not the one for me. I'm I don't get it. That's projecting, and I guess it's easier for you to be mad at me for what you did so that you don't have to acknowledge the fact that you gave up and you were the one to say that it didn't work. Because, yes, I was severely traumatized and severely dealing with so many things. And I mean, I wasn't wrong. It could have gotten better if you had stayed. It would have been tough for a while, but it would have got better. You would have been like the only person that didn't give up on me. I mean, you would have been the only person that actually even knew me to not give up on me. The real me. Not like this person that everybody's constructed in their head, the person I actually am. I'd be so mad if this whole video you can't hear me over this fan because my laptop microphone sucks. That would suck so bad. I don't know how I could not be depressed after that because that would be the fourth time re-recording this. I hate the fact that I'm so used to living in fear. And I hate the fact that I was replaced by somebody. I mean, she's basically like me at my worst. It sucks. Because me at my worst is too insecure to share. And I told you, I love her too. I meant it. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm pretty sure you find something of interest in a person, I'm probably going to find those same things of interest in a person. And from what I've seen, she's a lot like me. If there's anything I love, it's some me. I don't like how my nose ring looks like a booger. It's terrible quality. This thing right here is a nose ring, not a booger. They kind of broke my heart because, for one, that's fucked up to say that you're mad at me for giving up when I'm still trying to let you go. Like, I've accepted the fact that everything we had was a lie. And it's like one thing to say it was an experience, but I'm gonna say it was a lie because it felt too real. And you didn't mean the things you said. You did, in fact, lie because saying you would come back was a lie. And at this point, I hate myself because I can't not have faith. My heart is set in stone at this point. There is no somebody else, and the idea of finding somebody like you just feels wrong. But I mean, I don't even know. There's more. So, I feel like everything changed after we had sex. And it wasn't even like spectacular. I feel used because like you came in my mouth, and I don't let people do that, let alone put their dicks in my mouth. And then the first thing you try to do is like, as soon as we were done, you just put your clothes on and tried to leave. And mind you, we shouldn't even have had sex because I had had a panic attack for hours previously. For hours. And while I'm having a panic attack, you're talking to your girlfriend. Well, yeah, now I feel used. Now I feel like, damn, he really is just another nigga like all these other niggas. And I let him use me. Like, all that shit you did. I remember the first day that we were hanging out, we were sitting on that park bench, and I was like, I'm not gonna do anything to make him feel uncomfortable. Oh, it's a good stretch. I'm gonna stay all the way over here, away from him. I'm not gonna touch him. I want him to feel comfortable. I want him to know that I am different. I'm not the same person. I am patient, and I am loving and understanding and accepting. So I kept my distance, but then you came over and you started putting your hands all over me and touching me and doing all these things that I really wanted you to, but I knew we shouldn't be doing it. But as much as I wanted you to stop and I wanted to stop you, I couldn't because I didn't really want to because that's kind of what I really wanted. And I remember when I was in the other room and we were on my bed and you were touching my bosoms. And I was just sitting in my head like, no, tell him to stop. Push his hands away, and I couldn't move my body because you were touching me, and that's all I wanted for so many years. I made the choice. I was like, nope. Tell him to stop. You have to tell him to stop. And I tried to move my mouth, but I couldn't because that was all I wanted. And I thought that it was loving. Let me not even try to find words outside of the ones in my head. I thought that it was loving. I thought, like, all I wanted was just to share moments with you, you know? Be like friends, hang out, have a close relationship. Like, it didn't have to be sexual, it didn't have to be anything. I just wanted to be friends. All I wanted, like, after years of not having you in my life and wanting you in my life so bad, all I wanted was to be friends. That would have been enough. But no, he made it sexual. He kept touching me, spit in my mouth, and then he said I wanted it. That's that's what did it. I did want it. The germs freaked me out. So it's like, yeah, I'm a submissive, I'm a masochist. Every now and then, I wish there was somebody that I felt comfortable enough with to spit in my mouth because I'm kind of into that. Spent years thinking how I wanted you to do that, and then you were telling me to open my mouth, saying how you were gonna spit in it, and like, I mean, the germaphobe part of me was like, no, hell no, fuck out of here. That's gross. That's nasty. I don't wanna. I don't wanna know what another person's spit feels like. Nah. Of course, I'm a weak bitch. I'm a weak bitch for some Leon. So I couldn't say no. I mean, I definitely did say no, but then you kept pushing for it. Can't fight you, and I can't fight me, and I can't fight us both at the same time. So then I let you do it, and then you said that I asked for it, that I wanted it. Like, you were blaming me for your actions. And that hurt because I thought it was something you wanted to do, and you said that you only did it because I wanted you to do it. I didn't ask you to do it. You said that I should let you do it, and I said no. It was just kind of like coercion. And it's the fact that you said that after that made it feel so wrong. The fact that you stopped talking to me after we had sex, everything just felt wrong. You stopped hanging out with me. Literally every time we were gonna hang out after, you either were on your phone the entire time, completely engrossed to the point where you weren't even like engaging with me, or you would just flake on me. Hell, like, we've experienced the whole quarantine and you still haven't got back to me. I remember I asked you before your birthday if you wanted to hang out. You didn't even come to my birthday party. And I asked you before your birthday if you wanted to hang out. And I'm still waiting for you to get back to me. We went through a whole quarantine, a whole isolation, and you still haven't even hit me up once. And I just feel like such a fucking idiot. And I kind of hate myself because I think about you every fucking day since April 14th, 2014. I think about you every fucking day, and I hate myself for it. I just want to forget. I just want to forget. I spent years thinking about your laugh and your smile and the way you felt, and I hate myself. I hate myself because, of course, you were just another person to show me how replaceable I am and how meaningless I am. I wonder if anybody ever like watches these videos and like tries to find the psychological significance every time I do that. sideways half smile to stop myself from crying. Well, I guess that kind of breaks the illusion because I just expressed that the psychological reason for me to do that mouth thing is to stop myself from crying because I am notorious for bottling my feelings. Because people always told me that, well, for one, I would always get in trouble if I was caught crying from my mom. And people would tell me I was being manipulative if I would express my emotions. I just want to die. I hate living here. I hate loving you. Because it's like, even at the end, it feels like you used me, and I feel used. And I can't even talk to you about it because the only thing that matters to you is Kendra. I almost broke out of emotion there. The only thing that matters is Kendra. That's fine. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't jealous. Envious, even. I don't know. I want you to be happy. And this year, these past few years, this life, hell, I've spent the last few years contemplating if my purpose is to die. Like, I was born because I was meant to kill myself. Part of me thinks that it will make people around me learn to appreciate the people around them more. But a larger part feels like no one's even gonna notice. And I feel like you're definitely one of those people that's not gonna notice. So, if my purpose is to die and it serves no meaning, then my life has no meaning. I grew up thinking that I was gonna find somebody and we were gonna build a life together. We were gonna build the life I didn't have as a kid. We were gonna go on adventures and learn and grow. And I wouldn't have to worry about the abuse or the pain or the abandonment because we wouldn't have that in the world we built. It went from someone to a life with you. I spent years feeling this way, waiting for the time to be right. But if you found happiness elsewhere, then as long as you're happy, I guess the part that hurts the most is that after I accepted that we weren't meant to be, I started to lose myself. I felt like my life goal, everything I'd worked for in life was a lie. Like I'd ruined my chance for it, and now I wasn't gonna get it again because I never felt that way for anyone, and I don't think I can, because you were the only person I had met that saw me, heard me, loved me. And accepting that we weren't meant to be kind of felt like giving up everything that I'd spent my life aiming for. I had to like rethink everything and redo everything to the point where I just stopped believing in that dream. And I had to find a new dream. And that's where I am now, where I've been for the past few months, but giving up on that dream has destroyed me. These past few years have destroyed me because I feel like I have no meaning and no purpose because I don't have the strength to spread love. I barely have the energy to create. I barely have the energy to anything, really. If I'm not high all the time, I just fall apart emotionally because I'm in so much physical pain, emotional pain, mental pain. I'm gonna end this here and I'm gonna go get some bud. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't I don't know what to do. If you know what to do, please tell me. Because I don't know why I'm alive anymore. I don't think I'm gonna make it. I worry that I'm gonna start cutting again soon because it's too much. And I need the distraction from how I feel because of the physical pain, but I'm afraid. Because the last time I cut really deep. I cut like 20 times. I got all these hearts into my arm in one night. And the feeling that I felt from hurting myself was absolute betrayal. I didn't want to live with myself anymore. And you can't break up with yourself. And that feeling was terrible. And I'm afraid because I said I was never gonna do it again. I really want to. But I also just don't want to be alive. So next time I'm gonna try and commit. Well, you guys, I'm gonna go to Rite Aid to get some money and probably pick up this birth control I definitely don't even need since nobody wants to have sex with me. And I say nobody because the people that want to have sex with me aren't people, those are pigs in a boy's body, not even a man's body, boy bodies. And I'm not a pedophile, so I'm not attracted to children. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go drown my feelings in weed and maybe get a bottle of tequila. I don't know. I just want to sleep or overdose, whatever. Either or, I don't really care at this point. But I've said my piece, sis. And just like last time, I feel really good, but then you get to the Leon part, and it just smacks you down. It's like, oh, you felt really high and emotional? Well, pat, stop it. Damn. Both ears and tail fell off. That's how I feel. Broken. On the floor. Like I'm bleeding out. Nobody cares, and I don't know if I should care either. I don't know why I made that face. I'm gonna go. Maybe I'll come back if I have more to say. Thanks for listening, you guys. No, you and you, I love. There's a mirror right there. By this guy. And if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here for the time being. And we can talk, vent about life. Well, if you think it'll help, make a video where you vent to all the people you know will never acknowledge your feelings because they're pieces of shit. Sometimes it feels good just to say things, to get it out, to have somebody acknowledge how you feel so that you're not crazy, because when everybody's gaslighting you all the time, it can feel really terrible. But I know, no matter how much they say that their intentions aren't this and they didn't do that, that was still my Bratz doll in that picture in my cousin's hand in Belize, wearing the same outfit that I put on her. She went missing from my desk, and I never found her, but there she was in that picture. So you can say that you didn't steal my doll, but it doesn't change the fact that you did. Yo, my mom stole my doll. She gave it to my cousin. I paid for that doll with my own money. Why would you steal the one that I paid for? Why would you steal my favorite? Y'all see why I'm so fucked up? Y'all see why I got trust issues? My mother stole my favorite Bratz doll that I bought with my own money. I had 5 Bratz dolls. You could have took Chloe. You could have took Sasha, but no. You took the Jade that I bought myself with my money. That's some fucked up shit. I don't even wanna. I gotta make a video to my mom, clearly, because I didn't even give her her own segment in these, but I always found a way to bring that shit back. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Bye. Thanks for listening, you guys. I love you and appreciate you. And know that you aren't alone. You don't have to suffer alone. Because I'm here, suffering with you. We can talk. And maybe together we can make it better. Till next time.